Now what we do to try to make editing easier is we store the screen labels for every GenCode type in the system. The actual GenCode record has a lot of fields in it. But for the country, we're only using 4 fields. So we set up the field labels in a control record that controls a control record. And then when we go into the appropriate GenCode table, we only see the fields that we need. If we look at a different GenCode, let's say, for example, the state code table, and we look at a state GenCode record, we'll see that we don't have this one hasn't been set up with a control record to display the fields. So what we can do is we can go in if we want to and set one up. And say we're going to call the description the state name. We're going to put in data 4, we're going to say, where is data 4? If we delete the control record, okay, data underscore 4. So interesting. Where is data underscore 4? Oh, there it is. Country, state or province, and data 1 is, don't know what that is. So now when we go into a GenCode table for state, we just see the fields that are relevant for us. The reason we have country for the state GenCode table is that when you're picking a state and the country is set to US, you only get the US states. If you're in Canada and you pop up the GenCode list for the state field, you'll only get the Canadian provinces. If you're in Germany and you pop up the state list, you only get the Bundesländer like Bavaria, Westphalia, and Hanover, Ostfriesland, stuff like that. So this way you don't get this really long list of all possible states. You get ones that are scoped for the relevant country, that are relevant for the country that you're in. Then we have, for example, tax types. GenCode has the different tax types that we support, and these are also tied to used by customers and invoices. When you set up a customer, you have to set up what type of customer it is. Is it exempt? That means they don't pay sales tax like the US government or state governments. Is it an export? Is it a government sale? Is it a resale? Is it retail? So you can see over here in a customer record, accounting, the tax types here. These tax types are stored in the GenCode table. That's a little different from the tax codes. The tax codes are stored in a data file because you can have hundreds of different tax codes. For example, the state of California has 84 different tax codes because they've got 84 different taxing districts. Florida has about 30 different tax codes. So those are actually stored in a separate table, not in a GenCode file. So we have any questions on text data, GenCode, or the system parameters? Any questions you'd like answered on that? Oh, Rob, you got something?
Yes, Frank. Hey, I just had a quick question on system control file maintenance.
Okay.
When we're in there, you were referring to the codes for that and how you can add for somebody. Like for our intent, we usually do the like sorel prev for holds, like what
Okay.
holds someone can and can't do. I was just wondering, like, so for example, you were saying that if someone's defined in there, there's the global one without a user, then there can be a user specific record with one user on it, and then the system checks against the groups as well and the
Yes.
branch. I was
Yes.
just wondering if there's a conflict in that. Like, let's say someone's globally set to no, the user is set to yes, they're in a group that is set to no, and the branch maybe says yes. What's the order of operations? Or like who wins over who?
The order of operations is the first thing it checks is the most specific, which is user specific.
Hmm.
The next thing it checks is and if it finds one, it uses it. If it finds a record. Then it checks the branch because the branch information tends to be branch important. For example, branch information is commonly set up for things like from each of your warehouses, you're going to have different UPS, FedEx shipping numbers. So if it finds a branch record, it uses it. Then it looks for a group and it finds the first group record it finds for that user, use it. So if you have the user as part of 4 groups, whichever the first group it finds, based on going through the operator's group record from left to right. If you put the groups in A, B, C, it'll search A first, B then, and then C. And as soon as it finds one, it jumps out and uses it. If you say the C group is more important, then you put, C, A, B, and then if it finds a C record, it'll use that. And then if it hasn't found a record in any of the groups, then it uses the global value.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So, and if it doesn't find a value anywhere, then it uses the system defined behavior. And in the case of the holds here, if there's no record for SO hold 8, then it will not use that hold when auditing.